Today we've got a thrilling matchup as a former champion of the Hoenn Region, Brendan, faces off against Gladion, a former Team Skull enforcer, representing the Alola Region. These two trainers both have powerhouse teams in terms of offenses, so this is sure to be a nail-biter. Brendan leading off the battle with his Aggron, quite a defensive lead, an interesting one to be sure, whereas Gladion is going to go in with his Crobat, definitely a more offensive threat in the way that he's formulated it, but in terms of type matchup, we definitely have to give this to Aggron, where Crobat is going to go for the taunt actually, so Gladion expecting some sort of, yes, the Stealth Rock was actually going to be in play. Wow, what a call by Gladion, a risky one to be sure, because Aggron could have smashed it with a rock type move, and now Aggron going for the head smash on the second turn as Gladion sends in Blastoise to absorb it. Oh, that still did a whopping amount of damage though. Blastoise around half health, will get helped out by the leftovers here, so it won't be a two-hit KO, although Aggron does not want to stay in against a water type move, but I am sure that the legendary Latios is going to be able to handle that much better, as in comes the Scald, and wow, Latios absolutely eats that up. Latios on Brendan's team is, after all, an Assault Vest variant, not one that you see very often, but it turns out to have worked out very well here, as Gladion seems to have nothing to be able to switch in here, and Blastoise is going to get tagged by the Dragon Pulse, doing a lot of damage there, and now the Toxic coming in on the Latios. That is a good play overall. You want to make sure to cripple big threats like Latios as soon as you possibly can, as Blastoise's leftovers bringing it, oh, that is going to be a close range. If Latios does go for another Dragon Pulse, we'll have to see. Yes, it is going to go for a Dragon Pulse. Oh, this is going to be a wickedly close range. It all depends if it can survive. No! Oh, it was a critical hit! The critical hit on the Blastoise, taking it down. Oh, I have no idea if that would have done it without the critical hit. That is a close call. Regardless, in comes Weavile now. Now, Weavile is a big threat for almost all of Brendan's team if you look at the team formulation. So we're going to have to see how he wants to handle this. He is going to switch out. Oh, the Weavile has Pursuit though. Oh, that is not good news for Latios at all. Getting KO'd off the bat. Pursuit doubles in damage after all if the user attempts to switch. But what was the call there? I mean, if it goes for knockoff, Latios gets destroyed anyway. Any other Pokemon he sends in gets hurt bad. Oh, I can't believe that just happened, as Aggron is now out on the field, and Gladion is switching into Silvally here. Now, Silvally is his ace Pokemon. Oh, and Brendan predicting the switch there, trying to switch up the momentum here, is getting the Stealth Rocks on the field. Now, Stealth Rocks are a big danger for Gladion's team as he goes for the Grass Pledge. Oh, he perhaps does not know that Brendan has a very bulky Aggron, complete defense investment on it, and yeah, it's not going to do over half on Aggron. Perhaps Gladion wanting to try and get that two-hit KO, but it looks like he might be two-hit KO himself as he goes for the Defog, figuring, you know what, nothing can tank a head smash very well on his team. Maybe hoping for the miss here, but no, Aggron looks to get the head smash off. That's going to KO Silvally. So Silvally coming down to just a Defogger in terms of utility. That's about all it managed. And Brendan doing some managing of his own here, seemingly surprising Gladion with Aggron's utter bulk. And now Gladion not making that mistake again, sending in the Lucario, which has 4 times super effective moves on it after all. So Aggron is going to be forced to switch into the Claydol. That is a good call by Brendan. Claydol, everything you could hope for in terms of a wall against something like Lucario. Both of its typings countering both of Lucario's typings after all, and even something as powerful as Close Combat, not able to do much damage at all on Claydol, and it looks to have a Life Orb, the Lucario that is. So Gladion forced to switch out immediately, going into the Crobat here. Now that might actually be a good choice. Yes, the Claydol going for the Earth Power, the only super effective move it has on Lucario. Don't forget, Lucario is not weak to Psychic. Oh, hang on. Gladion going for the double switch here into Weavile. Oh, is he predicting the Psychic now? No way. Claydol going for the Psychic. It doesn't affect Weavile, and now Gladion has shifted the entire battle into his court with the Weavile on the field, being able to get a free hit off on whatever switches in. It will be the Aggron though. Brendan's one counter to this Weavile. Whoa! A critical hit on the knockoff. Oh no! That could be a huge play, although granted, Gladion opened it up really well with that double switch, absolutely playing around Brendan and taking down the Aggron. Unbelievable, but now Brendan does know that the Weavile is locked in to knockoff due to the choice band, which we do know it has thanks to watching just how much power it's able to output. And now this Sceptile Mega Evolving using the Sceptile-Lite. Mega Sceptile coming out on the field, but Gladion going into Crobat here. That is a very good counter, and Sceptile is going to miss the Focus Blast. It wouldn't have done much anyway on the Crobat. The Crobat does 4 times resist fighting after all. The Weavile, on the other hand, would not have had a good time. But now Brendan forced to switch into Claydol, as Gladion now going for the Brave Bird. That should have some decent damage output even on something like Claydol. Yes, it looks like it would be a 2-hit KO from there. Brendan, of course, having lost his Aggron, and now he has nothing to switch into this. It looks like Claydol is going to be devastated by another Brave Bird. Crobat, of course, does get some recoil here, but I'm not sure how much that's going to factor in. Crobat is a wickedly fast Pokemon, and now Brendan switching into Exploud, perhaps his only thing that can really tank a Brave Bird remaining on his team. But Gladion playing it safely and switching into Lucario here. A good play, resisting that Boom Burst. Oh! No way that just happened. Brendan predicting the switch, knowing Lucario was the only safe thing to go into Boom Burst with, and completely playing around with Gladion's head, going for the Fire Blast instead, immediately taking down Lucario. But now Exploud will be locked into the Fire Blast. It is a Choice Specs variant after all, and Tri-Attack from Porygon Z doing huge damage. Oh! Oh no! The Fire Blast missed on the second turn. That's the cost of using these high power moves. They don't always hit, and Exploud was locked into it after all, being taken down by a second Tri-Attack. Now, Porygon Z is quite a big threat for any team, but now, oh, Brendan has limited choices left, going for the Swallow. Oh, but he will go for the Protect. I think I know what he's doing here, as Porygon Z could have fried it with Thunderbolt, but will not get the opportunity to, as Swellow's Toxic Orb will now activating its Gust ability for extra power, and Facade has double power when the Pokemon is statused, immediately taking down even something as bulky as a Porygon Z. Porygon Z is no slouch in terms of bulk, definitely weaker than Porygon 2 with the Eviolite, but still, that is a massive power move. But here it is. Here's the problem. The Weavile is still alive, and Weavile has priority Ice Shard, so even in a speed tie such as this, it is going to be able to one-hit KO the Swallow. Oh, this is so incredibly dangerous for Brendan's team. Weavile almost a perfect counter, as in comes Mega Sceptile. Mega Sceptile would outspeed Weavile normally, but that choice banded priority 4 times super effective Ice Shard, completely obliterating it. And that is the end of the battle. Gladion coming through with a Pokemon that Brendan just could not handle aside from Aggron. Gladion pulling through with a win for Team Alola.